Hi guys, it's Isa. Today we're gonna see a Stormlight Archive 5 prologue,
kind of like exoplane.
and with theories. Because as you know, some days ago, as of time of filming, good old Brandon Sanderson dropped the prologue of Stormlight 5. And there's so many twists and turns. There's so many people that it's one person, but then in the end, there's another person that I figure let's do these with images, let's create the links, and also let's discuss some theories. So, as all of you know, the prologue of a Stormlight, it's always the events of the same afternoon, the afternoon that Gavilar dies. And in this book, we will have the point of view of Gavilar. And the story begins with Gavilar having a conversation with a Stormfather, which to me was really surprising. I wasn't aware that he had visions from Stormfather. We also discover that he has learned how to read and that he is reading Way of Kings because Gavilar's motivations is to transcend. He wants to be immortal. And so, in order to do so, let's say that he has kind of aligned himself with different people seeking different ways to achieve that result. One of those lines, the most powerful line, it seems, it's for him to become a herald. It seems that Stormfather has told a Gavilar that this is possible, that all of the heralds are dead, but that there's one spot left. And so it's kind of like,
Okay, I'll do it. I'll try it.
and we kick off the story with Gavilar trying to say different words from Way of Kings, and Stormfather saying like, nah, you're not even close. And so it seems that this afternoon it's a full of reunions because Gavilar met a lot of people that afternoon. So let's start with that. Before anyone, he has a little chat with Dalinar. Dalinar is suspecting Gavilar of doing something, and he is like, please brother, tell me what is happening. I know that you are plotting something with the Parshendi, and I like the Parshmen, so please leave them alone. And so Gavilar is like, oh man, it's Dalinar going to, make a scene this afternoon? Better not. And so he just drops a bomb around Evie, his ex-wife who died, ensuring that Dalinar remained drunk all of that night. Which is worse for you, Gavilar, you deserved it. Not 5 minutes have passed when then another figure comes into scene, and we have Thaidakar, which is Kelsier. And so he comes as an avatar and he starts demanding a Gavilar to give away Restares. And so let's do a little bit of a pause here. Who is Kelsier in this world? He is the leader of the Ghost Bloods, and it seems that it's seeking something. Then Restares, it's part of this other organization called the Sons of Honor. We will get back to that, but their only purpose is to bring back the heralds. And so Gavilar is in alignment with all of these people because he really wants to become immortal, and he doesn't really care the way. He has aligned himself with Kelsier, with Restares. He's also trying with the Stormfather. He is also researching Eurythero, and his ultimate plan is also to bring the Voidbringers back as a way to ensure that if the bad comes, then the good might also come. And so the powers of the heralds must come again, and he would usurp that spot. So
He is a sneaky little bastard.
it has a lot of plans. And so Kelsier, let's say, is trying to push Gavilar to give Restares away, but Gavilar isn't. And so he is kind of like making a threat to Gavilar, saying, you are getting into some very deep, very problematic area, and you're not as smart as you think you are. And then with that, he disappears like in a ball and then goes away, which makes Gavilar think that this person has a little bit more power than he originally thought so. But no worries, because just one knock at the door after we see two people coming in. It's Restares and there's another man. These two people, although at the time Gavilar doesn't know, are two heralds. Restares is Kalak and the other one is Nail. And so they come here and they start discussing on what are the different advances to ensure the heralds come back. because they are part of this organization called the Sons of Honor, together with Amram and Tarbenjan. Gavilar kind of shares his discoveries. He shares that he has been working with the Farials and that he is now able to have void light and stormlight in gems. And so with that, they start to discover that with that, it's possible for them to bring people from Brace, which is, as you know, the third planet where the heralds are, and also Odium. At some point, Gavilar starts to push a little bit Kalag, because Kalag and Nail are like, ooh, this is a little bit like problematic. I'm not sure we should continue doing this. Maybe we should get out of all of that. And Gavilar is like,
no, you won't, dear sir, you won't.
Because, you know, unless you told me all of your secrets, I will just give you away. And Kalag is like, give me away to whom? And it's like, to Kalsier, because he is looking for you, and I will release where you are. So tell me, why is he seeking you? And then he confesses that it seems that they know where Mishram, or Bo Ado Mishram, it's hidden, where her soul is. She is one of the unmade, a very powerful one. It seems that she riot against Odium and creating energy and giving energy to the people to riot it. And with that, she created the parchment. And so it seems that at some point she wasn't able to manage all of this energy, and she kind of like died, and it's now kind of trapped. And because she is trapped, it seems that everything is also being held in race. And so there's something more there, and Gavilar is like, okay, I feel I've learned a valid point, but I'm not really sure how the dots connect, but well, it's fine. And at that moment, Stormfather warns Gavilar that it seems that someone is at the door, that someone being Navani. And it seems that Navani has been listening a little bit what was happening, which is the prologue of Stormlight 4. And so we see a heartbreaking scene, really, where Gavilar and Navani talk. We see a little bit of depth to Gavilar, because he is like, should I share this problem with Navani on how can I get to be a herald and be immortal? And then it's like, no, I shouldn't. He excuses himself with the reasoning that if he detaches himself from his family, it will be easier for him to be immortal thereafter. And it's kind of like the sun can love the stars, but never as equals. And so it's like, this dude thinks he's the best one. So she just tells him that there's people already and that he needs to meet them, right? And in that moment, he starts having conversations with Stormfather, being the first time that I started thinking, and this is theory time, of course, that Stormfather is in reality Odium, because it's so weird. It seems that Gavilar is very obsessed with the thought of, oh, Stormfather, are you regretting choosing me as the vessel to fulfill this mission? And Stormfather is like, no. And then Gavilar is like, okay, then these words. And he is kind of like not making them. And in one moment, Gavilar is so pissed that he's like, give me the words. And in that moment, Stormfather is like, you're close. And Gavilar is like, I'm close? Like, those are the magical words? Give me the words. He's like, no, it's not as much the words, but the tone. And it's like,
how can that be? Like, that doesn't sound really Stormfather, isn't it?
Like, for one, he's a very straightforward, but also there are these words, and it kind of seems to me that it's something that Odium would do, something that if you are driven by passion, if you really want it, you can take it. Also, Gavilar, it's like asking Stormfather, why are you so chilled with my plan of bringing the Void Bringers and having the Void Light? And he is like, well, let's say that I'm just alright with that, which again, not sure. Anyhow, he goes to his next session and he meets with more people of the Sons of Honor. And this moment it's led by Amaram. There are 5 people, and in that session there's also Tarbenjan. It seems that Gavilar still thinks that Tarbenjan is like a no one, but he soon discovers that there's more depth to what he originally thought, because they start having a conversation, and Tarbenjan kind of like asked Gavilar, like, are you really a believer of the words that you are saying? And Gavilar is like, well, I do believe that the Everstorm is coming and that we need to be prepared. And so in that moment, Tarabenjan is like, how do you know about the Everstorm, about this storm that is happening? And he confesses that he is having visions, which I'm not sure how played out later on with the knowledge of Tarabenjan and all of that, but it seems that he is also aware of this prophecy because at the moment of her mother's death, she also shared these words that the Everstorm was coming and that sorrow will follow. It seems then that they are kind of like all right with this continuation of the work that Gavilar is doing and potentially bringing people back and forth from a brace. However, a little bit after, Gavilar will have another session with Eshonai, the Parshendi, and we won't see as much of the conversation. We have already that conversation in the prologue of Oathbringer, but she kind of like goes away really worried about the Voidlight and about this statement that he will bring back her gods. And at that moment, Gavilar starts to have a very interesting conversation with the Stormfather. Again, says like, but are you regretful of choosing me? And the Stormfather is like, ooh, wait, I've just felt how Harold has died. And Gavilar is like, but wait a second. You told me that all the heralds were dead. Was that a lie? And Stormfather is like, yes, that was a lie. And this is, again, a theory, but it might be that the herald that dies is Chanarak, which is described as having this fiery hair. So I really think that she might be Shallan's mum. But beyond that, Gavilar is like, but wait, then if the heralds are alive, does that mean that Restares is actually a herald? And Stormfather is like, yes, they are. And in that moment, Stormfather is like, and you know what? Yes, I regret picking you. I won't never do anything else with your family. And I've seen what is ahead and I won't stop it. Which, this point makes me think that he is a Stormfather, because Stormfather in a way can stop kind of like time, but I'm not sure if this is a power that also Odium can have in a way, so I'm not sure there. Anyway, soon after, Sadeas comes saying that he needs to run away because there's an assassin, Szeth, in the castle and that he will be killed. And a few minutes after, he goes and kills him. And we have like a last session with Stormfather when he is like, I wasn't the one that betrayed you, and Szeth shares with him that it was the Parshendi. And so this is how everything felt. I really hope you enjoyed this. There's a lot of theories and a lot of time, but hopefully this twists and turns made sense with this diagram, and let me know if this was useful, and happy reading. Bye!